What's the first step in growing and raising your own food, and ultimately in food self-sufficiency? It's not ordering seeds, and it's not tilling the ground. In fact, the first step in growing and raising your own food is figuring out what your family already eats. Today, I'm going to walk you through how to make a long-term meal plan. In just a few quick and easy steps, you will be able to answer that question. Okay, step one is that you're going to make a chart that is 7 rows long by 6 columns wide. You can also print this absolutely free printable that I'll have linked in the comments below. In the first column, you're going to list the days of the week. With me so far? The download is 3 pages, and one of these pages you will not need, so make sure you watch the rest of these instructions before you hit print. Step 2 is to list a rotation of protein choices according to your family's dietary preferences. As an example, mine goes poultry, seafood, beef or venison, beans or eggs, poultry, pork, beef. If, however, you choose to keep the same protein rotation that I have, you can go ahead and print off the page with the cute pictures to match. If not, that is just fine. You're going to write down your own protein rotation in this column here. Step 3 is to get out your recipe books or recipe binder, wherever you keep the recipes that your family already loves and eats. If you're wanting to make changes to the way your family eats, I recommend that instead of searching for random healthy meals on the internet, first take the meals that your family is already enjoying and see if just a few substitutions will make your own recipes fit the bill. If all else fails, consult the internet for recipes or check out my own list, but be careful. You don't want a long-term meal plan that your family won't touch. Step 4 is to fill in your chart. Each row is going to be based on the protein choice in the first column. So in my example, the first row is all poultry-based meals. The second row is all seafood-based meals. Third row is venison or beef, and so on. After you get this filled out, you're going to slip it into a clear protective cover. Okay, I slipped this meal plan back out of its protector so that you can get a closer look. I do want to point out that yes, there are 28 dinners here, and I do realize there are 31 days in some months. But this difference is to allow for either a few nights of leftovers or eating out. Even country living homebodies like me don't cook every night, so I found that 28 planned out meals is just about right. You could, however, adjust this to fit your own lifestyle. The concept is still the same. For breakfast, lunches, and dinners, you're going to use page 3, and it's as simple as writing down 7 breakfast ideas, 7 lunches, and 15 snacks. You will rotate those throughout the month. Okay, don't panic if you're thinking there's no way you're going to stick to this. Let me show you how flexible this system can be. Let's say it's February 1st, so it's a new month, and you haven't cooked anything on the list yet. It also happens to be a Monday. You look at the first dinner listed on the chart and you realize you don't have the time to make that particular dish. No problem. You can make any of the options listed under Monday. Just use a wet erase pen to mark it off, once it's inside the protector, of course. I have even made meals from an entirely different day. The only problem with doing that too often is that you can get stuck having to eat the same protein too many times in a row, but still not the end of the world. Okay, your plan is made. Now, how in the world do you make sure that you have enough ingredients on hand to actually do this? Now, if you're a longtime homesteader, then you probably have a stocked larder and a filled freezer. But if you're new to this, you might not be sure where to start. That is me, my friend. I am a Walmart junkie looking to become more self-sufficient. So my next step is going to be to create a household inventory and do some shopping. Okay, so to create a household inventory, we're going to write down all of the ingredients we'll need for all of these meals, as well as all of the breakfasts, lunches, and snacks, and multiply that by 3. Okay, so in order to make that math super easy, I actually created a spreadsheet, which is available in the description below in the blog post. Then we're going to add to that list all of our household's consumables. So think shampoo, toothpaste, whatever your family uses up. Okay, even if you're not there yet, stay with me here because I want to show you how going through this process is going to help you figure out what to grow and how many animals to raise. Okay, so after we have our 3-month inventory, we can multiply that by 4 and figure out what our family uses up in the course of a year. Let me show you something. This is kind of intense, so I'll try to break it down as best as I can. By looking at my menu, I can see that we eat 8 beef or venison meals per month. I also know by looking at my recipes that each meal is about 2 to 3 pounds, depending on the cut. Therefore, I can do a little math and figure out exactly how much beef or venison our family uses up in an entire year. I can multiply 8 meals by 2.5 pounds to get 20 pounds per month. Multiplied by 12 months is 240 pounds per year. Now I'm going to round that up a bit because our family does like to make jerky and have the occasional roast for lunch. So if we're looking at about 260 pounds, the average whole cow is 420 pounds of meat. So that tells me that if our family raises 1 steer every 2 years, plus harvest at least 1 doe each year, we will be right on track to meet our family's needs of beef or venison. Pretty cool, huh? You can literally go through this process for everything on your household inventory. So if you're trying to figure out how many green bean plants to plant this year or how many pears to can, having this inventory is going to give you that answer. But take this one step at a time so that you don't get overwhelmed, and you will be on the right path to figuring out what your family eats for a year and therefore growing and raising your own food. Okay, make sure you like this video if this content was helpful, and make sure to subscribe so that you can follow along in our journey to ditching the grocery store. Also, if you follow me over on Instagram at the From Scratch Farmhouse, I will be posting a bunch of our family favorite recipes for you to add to your own collection. Happy homesteading!